Hi everyone, let's talk about arrays and how to create arrays. So before we start, let's delete all these HTML tags because we'll not need them. Okay, so whenever you have to create a PHP script, you don't need really HTML tags on your script. So make sure you have your PHP tag here and here. And let's start creating arrays. So as in other programming languages like JavaScript, arrays are just a list of values that you can store in PHP. Each value can be a string, a number, or even another array. Now, there are two types of arrays. You have the indexed arrays, which numbers are associated with each value inside an array, or you have the associative arrays where you have strings associated to the values inside an array. So don't worry, you'll understand this better with the examples that I'm going to show you. So let's create an indexed array with simple names of people. So let's say we have John. And here, let's create the list first. So the first thing you should do before creating an array, you should type the list or the values you want to store on the array. So John would be the first. Let me put this in comments. So John, Joe, Juan, Jamie, and Chris. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values, which are names of people. So these are values. And now I'm going to create each value is indexed or is associated with a key. So on indexed arrays, values have or start with the key 0 number, and then this would be 1, 2, 3, this would be 4. Okay, so now we have, this is the indexed, type here, indexed array. Okay, this is still not the array. This is only the list of the values that we want to create on the array. Okay, so we'll create the array with these values in just a minute. So let's create the array. So to create your first array, you should type or create variable. Let's type this list, or way better, let's type names. This is equals to array. And now we type parentheses and semicolon. Now inside the parentheses is where we're going to put all the values that we have in this list. So we type as strings, we type John, comma, then we type Joe, comma, then we type Juan, comma, and Jamie, comma, and finally the last name is Chris. Okay, so we have the value 0, the value 1. As you can see, the key is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So to output any value that is inside an array, specific value, you just need to use the key, and we use the key with this line of code, echo the variable names and then square brackets, and inside the square bracket we type the key value, either 0 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, so let's type 0 and see what happens. I forgot to start Apache and MySQL. There it is. Okay, let me open the browser. Now localhost hello.php. Okay, so nothing happens because this is not, I have to save this on my XAMPP folder. Okay, guys, and htdocs folder as hello.php, saved it. Okay, so let me go back to the browser, refresh, there it is. Okay, John. So we output the value key 0. So let me type 1. It should output Joe instead. Okay, let me refresh, and there it is, Joe. Okay, so this is how we can output anything we have as value inside an array. If you want to output another value, you can do this. You can type the dot, which is the concatenate symbol, and names again. And let's type here the 2. Okay. So we're gonna output Joe and Juan. And there it is, Joe and Juan. Okay, so if you want to give a little space in there, you can type this and just give it a little space. Okay, and you can even put a comma in here. And let me refresh that, and there it is. So if you want to output all the values inside an array, I'm going to show you how to do that later on with the for loop or the for each loop. So in the next lecture, I'm going to show you how to create an associative array.